Hi, my name's Cheryl and welcome to Time of the Month. This episode I have with me Marianne and also Diane, and we're going to be talking about the age-old stigma of women having different children for different fathers. I'm also going to be asking, is it safe to date online? But first, I want to talk about it being a leap year. Would you guys ever propose to your significant other?
No, definitely not.
Why not?
Straight in there.
Yeah, I just think that I'm a traditionalist, and I think that men are they enjoy the chase. Let's not even just go to my opinion. I think men enjoy the chase, and I think by approaching them in that way and saying, okay, let's propose, let's do this or whatever, you're robbing them of that. And I just want
okay,
to
but what if he's chased you? He's got you. You've been lounging in a relationship for like 2 years. Isn't it time? He's had the chase now. You've given him that.
Yeah,
you guys are there. You're coasting along. Isn't it right that you should? If
Isn't
you
it a
really want to get married?
Yeah, but exactly.
But
But isn't it a mutual? Isn't it a mutual thing? That's not he waiting for him to ask you or you asking him. That's after 2-3 years in your relationship, you both decide it's time to get married.
Into you when he's ready, because you usually say, you know, if the guy isn't proposing, then maybe he's sitting on the fence. Maybe he's
No.
I think that's what Marianne's saying.
Men know they're gonna marry you after 10 minutes after being with you. They know.
10 minutes.
They know. They just don't ask.
He should propose.
They know.
What is he
They
waiting
know.
for?
I've
Why
got
do I
calls
have
to
do
make
it?
after the show.
What is he waiting for? Why have I got to be the one to put him on the spot and ask him to make this kind of decision? You should know that. I think they know straight away.
I think they get
More or
comfortable
less.
and you make hints.
You can make hints.
You can make hints. But I think it ends up being a
Let
mutual
me just say,
decision.
after me dropping any hints, I would definitely not propose
No, I'm not
marriage
doing
to a
that.
guy. I wouldn't.
Okay,
propose.
but what is? Do you mean get down on one knee and say, "Would you marry me?"
Exactly. Yeah, no, I
Okay,
wouldn't
what's
do that.
the difference?
that.
What's the difference between doing that and saying, "Hun, I think it's time we should get married"?
No, that's different.
No, it's not. It's the same thing.
But I
It's the
would
same
not. I
thing.
would not go the whole hog.
It's the same
I would
thing.
not book the, I would not book the
Candlelight.
Eurostar.
No.
I would not
Oh,
get
for
us to
God's
Paris.
sake.
I would not be
No.
like, you know, it's been so long.
And then when your friends ask you, oh, how did he propose? Oh, it was me actually.
NOPE.
But how did he propose? Oh, after 6 years of dropping hints, he finally got the message and then proposed. Come on, it's the same thing. You basically asked him anyway.
He finally proposed.
There's
That's
a
what you
distinction
say.
with a difference in there. Though.
No, you basically asked him anyway. He just got fed up with you dropping hints and just said, "Oh shit, let me
It's
just ask
okay,
her."
but don't you think it's okay to drop hints for a man about
I think
what
it's
you want?
okay
Because you know, we all know that men need leading by the hands to certain conclusions.
But then it's not his decision.
No, but
Yes,
it
it
is
is.
because you drop the hints and he hopefully takes those hints. If he doesn't take those hints, there's no way in hell that I'm going to then take it upon myself to propose to him.
And when you're saying hints as well, it doesn't have to be nudge, nudge. Oh, look, this is the significant date that I've always wanted to be married. It could be, it'd be so nice to be married before, or I definitely believe in marriage. Things
That's
like that.
leading. That's called leading.
Yeah, but I can make.
You're leading him into the hole. That's what that is. You're leading him into a hole.
That's where I think the relationship should be heading.
Marianne, you just sound like a staunch feminist right now. Is that what the issue is?
I am a feminist, but I also feel like a marriage is a mutual decision between two people.
Okay.
You don't just all of a sudden you're dating and you're fine and the man just drops down on one and he says, "Would you marry?" I'd be fucking frightened if someone did that to me. Like,
yeah, without you seeing it coming.
without
So
without
are
you
you
even
saying-
seeing it coming. But it seems like that's what most women want. Exactly.
No.
No, I'll be shitting myself if someone did that.
I want an
If he
introduction to
surprised
it.
you.
No.
No.
I want him to know, and that's why I don't mind dropping the hints. I would want my significant other, if I had one, to know that we were in that space. And I was open to that. I would want to just be thinking,
Exactly. Just dropped it on you in the middle of Starbucks. No.
No, I did have a guy once take me to meet his mum, and he told people that this is the person he wanted to marry, and I was quite taken back by that alone, because I was thinking,
Weirdo.
We've not discussed it.
Yeah,
we've not
weirdo,
discussed it.
weirdo,
I don't even know how I feel about you. So I could understand you could be thrown. But I think if you've already decided that, you know, you've had the discussion about marriage, then after that point you're free to.
So then okay, so if you've already had a discussion, right, and you both know you're going to get married, why does it matter who asks who?
I think.
Why does it matter?
Some people
it doesn't matter.
Some people say that it emasculates men if you keep taking away these traditional roles from them.
Really?
Yeah.
How much of a man are you if that's going to take away your manhood?
I'm not a man.
You can't, because you can't submit and drop down on one knee. You're not a man, and look up to him and say, "Beg, please take me." You're not a man.
Yeah,
come on, you don't want a guy like that.
Realization
all by himself. The feminism.
No, come on. I don't want a wimpy guy that's going to get all sad because I took that away from him. What else has he got then if I have to take away from him?
If you can't take the stand to do that, then I would feel that you're setting the marriage off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, well, I kind of.
What does that mean? Because he didn't get to ask you, then he doesn't get to take out the rubbish. What does it mean? I don't get it.
I want a man to be a man. I want a man to lead.
That doesn't stop him from being a man.
No, I want him to lead. I want him to actually lead.
What if he leads in every other way after you ask him to marry him?
That's a significant thing.
Wow.
I'll tell you why that wouldn't happen. Because I wouldn't ask him. Okay.
Now we're going to move on to talking about Erykah Badu. I love Erykah Badu. She has 3 beautiful children, but she has 3 different fathers for them. Some people think that's deplorable. It's a huge issue. Some people think she gets away with it because she's not Shaniqua from around the corner who had babies for Junior, Daryl and Jamel. What do you think, ladies?
I think that Erykah Badu should do what she wants to do because she's Ms. Badu. But on a serious level, I don't think that there is a stigma attached to the women. I always thought that the stigma was about the men and being in Daily Fail speak feckless fathers and running off and not being around. Yeah, I never really picked up that the stigma was attached to the women. I have 2 children and they have 2 different fathers, and as soon as I tell anyone that they have 2 different fathers, they act like it's the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, but you were saying that you think that if Erykah Badu does that, and when these celebrities do these things, that they actually get let off the hook.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that if you've got the kind of frame of mind where you frown upon that sort of thing,
you're gonna frown at everyone.
You're gonna frown at everybody. When you just said Erykah Badu's got 3 children for 3 different men, I didn't think, wow, oh lovely. I thought, oh, like you said, I thought
not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
I don't think it's a good thing.
But when it's
you don't think it's a good thing?
No, I don't like things like that.
But just wait, things like what?
Because I think calm down. Yeah, because I think that like.
Look, things like what?
No, I'm not necessarily frowning upon the woman situation. I think it's sort of like, I don't think Erykah Badu is okay and other people not. I feel like, well, if a man's done that to you the first time, the second time, why wouldn't? Okay, if you get pregnant without having been married or the full commitment,
and the guy dies,
and the guy dies,
and the guy dies,
and the second guy. Okay,
dies.
2. So both of them die.
What if 3 of them die?
Okay. So the first dies. Yeah. Right. The second decides he doesn't want to marry you and runs off into the moonlight with the secretary. And then the third one comes along and says, "I really want to marry you, but I also want to have children with you."
No. Do you know what?
No, she shouldn't have no kids.
Listen, no,
that's crazy.
They don't want you to have children.
No, my thing is, right? If you want a child, either you put the ring on my finger or you take the baby and you go, right?
But okay, wait, no.
My example,
that's what. You can trick me once, you can't trick me 3 times.
But in my example, that's what man number 3 is saying.
Wait a minute. You trick me once, you can't trick me 3 times.
Yeah.
But the woman might want to have a baby with another guy. What's wrong with that?
Because it's a respect.
It's not a trick. It's not a trick. It's having a baby.
Yeah, it's having a baby.
It's reproducing.
It's not a child. It's not a toy. It's a lot of responsibility goes into it. And if you're going to be a proper parent, not to say that these people aren't trying, but it's difficult. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of involvement. We're talking about a lot of investment. So I don't want to have to do that 3 times all by myself.
But what if you do want to do that 3 times and don't mind doing it? Because I bring up my 2 children. Their fathers do not help me. My family does, but not financially, so with guidance and support. But I know that I have 2 children. My children are 7 years apart. When I had my first child, I worked hard and made sure. When I got pregnant the second time, I had savings. I had savings. I knew he'll be fine.
Is not,
no, my situation is common. My situation is common.
No, I'm not saying that it. I mean, obviously the money helps. The money backing does help. The family support network does help, but I don't think it replaces the investment from the father.
If the father is a good father.
If the father is a good father.
Doesn't mean he is.
I'm going to choose a good father for my child.
But what if he dies? I've asked you that. Man number one. Okay, bear with me.
No,
man number one dies. Man number two really is a BASTARD.
I'm not having your child.
And runs off.
But you've already had the child. You already had the child.
Man number three is saying, I do want to get married. I do want these children to be my children. And I will care for them. And if he does marry her, are you saying that that woman should not have a third child because
you've got number two, third father?
I would have him. Okay, so person number one dies. Right. No, there's no fault there, right?
Right.
Okay, that's fine. And you do have women who've had long committed relationships.
But what even if they didn't? Even if they didn't?
Right? Okay. And then the second one, let's just presume then, hypothetically, because I'm sure Erica Badu's all three baby persons didn't. One
of them is Andre 3000. By all reports, he's alive and well. Jay Electronica is alive and well. I don't know who the third is.
And the third one was what? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but I think they're all alive and well.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, because I know I have to do the school run.
Diane, you sound like you want to write for the Daily Fail. You'll be the one using those words, feckless fathers, and calling Ulrika Johnson a 4x4. Do you think that's right? That
See, this is why I say that this is. It's not. I don't think that they're disengaged from those stereotypes. I think if you're going to think those things, you're going to think them, whatever those opinions are. 4x4 is a derogatory phrase, so no one's letting her off the hook. Do you know what I mean? So I don't.
What is wrong with having more than one child? I'm trying to understand.
There is nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. Caitlyn Jenner has how many children? 10, 8.
Right, but I'm thinking...
But nobody calls him a bad father at all. He's a woman now. Nobody calls him a bad father.
Who's not calling him a bad father?
Nobody calls him a bad father. Nobody calls him a bad father.
Calling him a bad mother.
Exactly, because the thing is, it's not that there's anything wrong with having children, but I think we are responsible for their full development.
Yeah, but the fact that you're having children
is to be involved in a family.
I
have the support.
Yeah, but that why does that? No, but that family doesn't mean that. So are you saying that in my household we're not a family because there's only one parent? But we have got a family.
I've got a child and I did the one, but I know how much effort and how much investment I had to put into that. So I told myself then that if I was to have a child again, this time I would try something. Not to say that it worked.
You'd want it within the confines of a marriage.
I'd want it in the confines of a marriage, and I'm not saying that would be a situation and it would work.
I don't believe in marriage.
I'd like to try something different because I know that it didn't work the first time the way that I did it. So I'd at least like to try. If I did at least get the commitment, and then if he was to say, I've got nothing to do with that. I've got no control over that.
Exactly. So what are you?
But how? I'm not doing it.
But how do you? But how do you know the women? But how do you know? How do you know the same thing's not happening to these women 4 or 5 times? People change their mind. But it's not that people change their minds. People change their minds.
That's it. No.
Okay.
So 2's okay. I'm cool.
We've reached a conclusion. 2 is fine.
So cool.
Anything more, and we're off.
Recently, online dating has been under scrutiny because a man called Jason Lawrence was sentenced to 12.5 years for targeting divorcees and widowers online. Now, about 9 million people are signed up to online dating sites. Now, ladies, do we think that this has made us vulnerable? All these online dating sites.
Online dating and doing anything online, you're vulnerable. To be honest, I don't like all that online dating stuff. That catfish stuff.
There's some mad people out there. That's what it is. People need to be more cautious.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the crime has risen since 2009 to 2014.
Because it's more prevalent now. They've got Tinder and stuff like that, and lots of stuff happening. I think whether you meet them online or whether you have to be vigilant.
Yeah, because the thing is, a lot of sexual offences happen on first dates, whether or not you met them online or not, because people need to be careful of. if you don't know the person, why are you drinking so much alcohol? I think a lot of
No,
stuff
I'm not going to subscribe to that. But I think an interesting point of this story was that a lot of the women, because there were 7 women, I think, in this case.
Yeah.
And a number of them, even after they'd been attacked, didn't come forward. It was one.
Yeah.
Did they feel
later on
guilty?
Later on down the line,
Yeah.
that made them come forward. So I think one of the questions we need to be asking as well is, do people feel as though they can come forward when things like this happen? Because the dating site that was involved in this case, they didn't react very
Right,
well
there-
to
that,
it.
that was the thing that they actually refute. Some of the lady that got assaulted, she went to the dating site, asked them to take the profile down.
And why
they
didn't
want to,
they take it
because
down?
they said that they can only follow up things that they can see, i.e. messages.
So
on
was
the site.
there-
And he was at and he
So
was
was there no police report or anything that they
he was
had?
getting them to email them privately. So a lot of these people do things like that.
So,
and that's
because
what
it was
comes up.
off the site,
Right.
they couldn't
I mean,
take
they've changed it now to
his profile down, even though he'd been accused of rape and assault. That's
And he had a
disgraceful.
criminal record from before.
That's disgraceful. I think when these sites, with people that they're signing up, I think they basically creating a breeding ground for rapists and people who want to
whose
assault.
fault is it? Who needs to be a lot more kind of proactive in
These sites?
But there should be a lot more transparency, I think. If somebody has got a criminal record or have been convicted of rape or things like that before, I think we'd have the right to know.
No,
I mean,
you don't have the right to know anybody's criminal record. No, but I think that these dating sites, if they get that information, they should eliminate those people.
Yeah.
They should take them
No
down.
tolerance.
Just like online on social media, if somebody starts trolling or abusing people, they get their account taken down. They get their account eliminated. So it should be exactly the same for dating sites, especially if somebody's making, more than one person especially is making a complaint about that person, whether it's online or offline. They met on the site and he's clearly been on the site trolling for his victims. So they should be taking it down, and I think they should be held accountable for it.
But then, do we not have a responsibility as women for ourselves to be a bit more vigilant, though? I mean,
I think there definitely does need to be.
Yeah.
That's the point. I think there should be. I don't know about, if you're on a date, don't drink so much. How about, if men are on a date, be mindful not to rape women.
Just don't rape women. How about that?
you can't be in control of what somebody else does, but you can be in control of your own
But
actions.
by
If you
then,
don't know this
but
person,
by
why
then
not?
you're said
blaming a
little bit, because by then they've been emailing each other, going backwards, having conversations. You feel comfortable with enough to meet the person in real life, so you feel comfortable around them. And once you meet them in real life and you build up a rapport, last thing at the back of your mind. No, true. It's true.
Would you partake in online dating?
I tried it once for a month and I hated it. I hated it, so I said no. I'm a touchy-feely person. I can't touch and feel via email.
You're gonna get vibes, don't you?
Would you do online dating?
I'm a bit of a chicken, I think, because I would do that. I like to look, but not go. I couldn't meet somebody to start a relationship that way.
Yeah.
Because I prefer, like you said, I'm the touchy-feely type, so I would want to go out and kind of have a rapport with the person. But
I think even if you meet someone online, it doesn't matter where you meet them, you don't know them.
You don't know them.
So when you get to the point where you're alone with them in a car, you're alone with them in their house, you have to always be vigilant. You have to always be vigilant.
And that's the thing, you see, because even if you do meet them online or whether you knew them before, it's the fact that somebody can take advantage of you under any.
Even if you meet them before, there are huge stats. Women are raped by people they know.
Exactly.
Someone in their family. So there's no victim blaming here. You never know it's going to happen. You just have to try and be.
I don't think I was trying to victim blame. I wasn't trying to put that across. It was more the fact that I'm thinking about being responsible for yourself in that situation. Like, if you have your wits about you.
I don't think, but the thing is, I don't think alcohol played a part in any of these
No,
cases.
he didn't. He was just a rapist. He did.
Specifically going after older women who had maybe been divorced, women who'd been widowed and things like that. So, I think some of the focus has to be in these kind of cases on the perpetrators of these.
Yeah, definitely.
Frauds online.
And he said he'd do it again, and this was consensual.
He said he'll do it again.
Well, the judge said that he's the sort of person
no remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the site's not taking any responsibility.
I mean, obviously now, you know, other outside bodies have been alerted, so they're sort of giving it, you know, zero tolerance. But at first, no, they didn't want to take it down. They didn't want to take any responsibility for it.
And I think that's a way that we can say when we're like online doing anything really that we have to take responsibility for ourselves because no one else is going to.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, this has been Time of the Month. I've been Cheryl. This has been Marianne, and of course the lovely Diane. We'll see you again soon.